Was born in Cleveland, Ohio, and the only reason why I was born in Cleveland was because my mom drove up there to see my dad. My dad had gotten with my mom while she was in San Antonio, and yeah, it turns out my dad was actually facing like 5 years in prison, and he had convinced my mom to drive all the way up there. And before he went into prison, he got my mom pregnant. Thus, lo and behold, I was born and actually lived in the backyard of a little hut, little area of my dad's ex-wife because he promised us the world. He promised my mom the world. My dad was the shortcoming of a lot of things. I feel like with him, he was really great at addiction. And I think most entrepreneurs have an addictive personality, if I'm being honest. Like every time I meet somebody that is a business owner, a lot of you guys have obsessive compulsive disorder or some form of hardcore obsession personality, right? And that just means that you want more for yourself, right? And that actually makes people uncomfortable around you. But my father was like that. But again, I think that's probably the only thing I really actually inherited from the guy. But I loved it in Cleveland. I was there on and off for years. I'd come back to San Antonio, come up there to Cleveland, San Antonio, Cleveland, San Antonio, Cleveland, and we took Greyhounds. My mom, she would pack like bologna and bread and mayonnaise, and that's all we had to eat. And if we were lucky, we got eggs. And so I grew up out of off of East 1999 and St. Clair Street. I don't know if you guys even know what that is, but I went to an all-black school when I was a kid, and most of my homies, loved it because my name was Quentin. You know what I'm saying? Which is predominantly a black person's name. So I'm Mexican, which is hilarious, but I'm actually white complected. So you get the best of three worlds when I'm coaching you. You get what I'm saying? But I got a lot of brothers in here. What's up? You know what I mean? I grew up in the hood. I loved it in Cleveland. I came down here to San Antonio, grew up on the west side when I was 12. I've been a Spurs fan ever since. And it's been crazy, dude. I don't know if you guys have been seeing this, but the Spurs are actually good again, and it's been over 10 years, thank God. But yeah, we smacked it to the Bulls last night, and that was super awesome to see. I'm actually watching basketball again. I'm a Cowboys fan by heart, but sadly my team is just poop right now. So I don't even know, dude. We need to get rid of Jerry Jones. That's the problem. That's always been the problem in Dallas. I love sports. I love being competitive. But above all else, man, I love the Lord and I love real estate. Okay. And so, man, I'm so excited to do this session with you guys today. Guys, this is something that I do every single month. This day marks 12 months since I started doing this challenge. Literally 12 months ago, I hosted the first to deal challenge, and it was with a good friend of mine who was one of the higher up executives at Deal Machine, and he blessed me with this awesome link that allows for you guys to have Deal Machine for the next 7 days. Now, sadly, guys, I posted this earlier today, and this is the time frame where I think everybody should be involved and everybody should get serious. For some of y'all, this is your first time. If this is your first time, can I get a hands up if that's you? Or drop a one in the comments. If this is your first time, bro, you've missed like a whole year of me doing this. Now, don't worry, because all the recordings are on YouTube too. So if you want to go back, there's always something to learn from every single challenge. Guys, I've had people in this challenge close 50,000, 25,000, $30,000, no prior real estate experience before. And my goal is to break this down for y'all, whether you know anything about real estate or you don't, right? And I just so happen to have this really awesome whiteboard. I have a studio in my home. So we're going to be doing this on what I feel is great to teach with, which is studio quality equipment. But man, this is your first challenge. I'm going to break it down for you, and it's going to be very simple. I'm a visual teacher, so I hope you guys are visual learners. That means I draw things, okay? So, like stick figures and stuff means something to me, and I hope that y'all can just follow me. Again, I know this session's recorded, but I have a favor to ask of you guys, and I do this in every single session. If this is your first time with me, if you're returning and this is you, you're coming back, right? So let's say some of you guys have been with me for a long time. I see a lot of y'all that are this is like your fifth or sixth, seventh challenge. You keep coming back every month. I love you guys to death. This is my last first to deal challenge that I will ever do, y'all. I am closing the door on this program. I plan on doing something a little bit different. I haven't made the announcement yet, but this has been such a fun run. I don't think I've ever been more consistent doing anything in my business than I have showing up for you guys and doing this every month. This is again the 12th time that I've done this throughout the year that we started doing this and we launched all of the cool things. But Deal Machine has blessed me with this opportunity to give you guys. I have two favors to ask of y'all. Alex, if you can do me a favor, Alex is my assistant, guys. If y'all need anything from me, that's the girl that you reach out to. Talk to Alex. Alex talks to me. This isn't Goodfellas, but a lot of times it has to work that way because I just get bombarded with messages and it really is a lot for me. And I hope y'all understand with everything that I have going on, that's okay. So if you can't get a hold of me for any reason, Alex is the one that you reach out to, and Alex will coordinate to get you on my calendar. We can talk, go over the phone call, whatever you need from me, okay? We can do that.
Okay.
Now, for you guys that are here, okay, I have a link that Deal Machine gave me for everybody that is a part of this challenge. This is for you. This is like you get to use it for free for 7 days, and you get $50 on your boy. Now, if you already have Deal Machine, all good, then follow along. But for my people that are here that don't, this is my gift to you. Now, by all means, cancel it when you're done. I don't care, but you have to add your card info and all of that. That's you. But again, this is not just a link. You also get $50 in marketing credits to send direct mail, to use some of the AI features that are in there. I'm going to break down in today's session the best way to find real estate deals in 2025. And that's going to be the title of this session, okay? So that's number one. If you haven't downloaded Deal Machine yet, Alex, if you can, please put it in the comment section for everybody here. This is very important for you to follow through with this with me, okay? I do not want anybody here lacking. I think that we've all gotten all of the resources that we need. This is what we're using today. I'm not going to ask you to download 25 plus different softwares. It's just one. That's really all you need. I don't want y'all to get bombarded with video after video telling you to sign up for this, sign up for that, sign up, sign up, sign up, sign up. No. We no more unicorns. We're going to be consistent as a tree in one thing. Just one thing. You don't need all of these other things. Just this thing. So cancel all the other things. This is the only thing, okay? Because I'm going to teach you how to make at least $10,000 before this thing is over within the next 90 days or less. Now, again, my goal is that within 3 days, everybody in the call can get their first contract signed. That's what First to Deal is, okay? First to Deal is a challenge that I created to help you get your first appointment, first property that you're going to go look at, or first contract. And we're going to give away things. I'm going to give away a giant buyer's list of over 2.3 million investors to one lucky winner who does all of the homework for the next 3 days. I'm also going to give away lifetime membership to my private coaching community, which we have different tiers. You guys are going to be able to get it on the elite level for free, which is like a $5,000 value. On top of all of this, I'm going to give away 1 year free subscription on the elite plan for Deal Machine. That means you can skip trace 100,000 leads a month. You can warehouse over 300,000 property records within your CRM. It also unlocks all of the awesome AI features that come with Deal Machine when you use it on this level. We're giving away 3 things to 3 people, okay? But only to people that are actually involved, that are in this meeting. If you don't show up for day 3, but you did all 3 days of homework, I'm sorry, but you can't skip the line and expect to get the free prize. You have to be here for all 3 days. All three. And by day 2, day 3, I normally get about 35, 40% of y'all that fall off. By day 3, maybe like less than half of the people are actually still in here. So again, this is my last challenge that I will ever do. My favor that I would like to ask from you guys, aside from the Deal Machine thing, this is favor number 2 for everybody that is in here. All I ask is that you mute your devices and you give me your undivided attention for the next 35, 40 minutes. I promise you I'll be quick. I'm a very quick teacher and I'm a very intensive educator. So I would just like for y'all to be involved with me and to cut out any distractions for you guys that have kids. Believe me, I'm a father too. I have 4 children. I love all of them to death. I know what it's like to be a dad, have full time dad duties at the same time, buy houses at the same time, mentor and coach at the same time, do calls like this. Okay. My kids are at school right now. I have one child that's with me for Veterans Day. And for all of my people that are here, and this is something I want to give to everybody, guys, can we get a round of applause for our veterans who have served or who have passed on from serving and or is actively serving in the military right now? Can we just get a round of applause for our soldiers real quick? Matter of fact, man, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rock this real quick. This is actually the first time. I love my soldiers so much. I will do 22 push-ups for you guys that are here. Okay. So again, for my people that are here, my military, we're gonna do 22 push-ups. One, two, three. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Mind you, that's 260 pounds of weight moving, baby. Guys, I just want to say, Thank you for all of you who have served and have laid down the ultimate sacrifice so that people like myself and anybody else in this call can do what we do every day and have those freedoms. God bless America and God bless our troops. Guys, if y'all did the push-ups with me, that's great. If you didn't, don't worry about it, okay? So guys, if you are active military, I would like to invite you to get the buyer's list that I have for free, and there is no strings attached. So if you are military, message Alex, and Alex will send it to you, okay? Now, going back into all of this, before I begin, for everybody here, make sure you've muted your devices and give me your attention, okay? So, with that being said, has everybody here downloaded Deal Machine? Drop a one in the comments if that's you. All right, all right. Okay, is everybody ready? Because I'm about to just dive into this. Now, before we begin, and I've never done this part before, this is brand new to the challenge. Who here has no idea what we're doing? Drop a three if that's you. Don't worry about it and don't be embarrassed. We got one, we got two. Anybody else that doesn't understand what we're doing, drop a three. I got you. And don't worry about it. If you have the app, you have everything that you need, okay? So I'm gonna break this down for y'all. And what I have here is called a vibe board. Can everybody see my screen? So I'm gonna draw on this thing. Where did it go? There it is. This is new. Can y'all see that? Oh, that is so dope. Okay. So what we're going to be talking about today, guys, is wholesaling real estate. Now, wholesaling real estate is the act of putting a property under contract at a deep discount and then selling that contract to someone else. That's what we're doing. So again, for y'all that never have been in real estate before, this doesn't require a license. This doesn't require any money. You need to have like literally nothing. Like you could do this fresh out of jail. You could do this while you're working a 9 to 5. You could do this from your computer. Again, what we're doing is we're finding distressed property. That's the main thing. I'm not looking for people who want to sell. I'm looking for people who need to sell. And I'm going to show you how to find them. Now, there's a lot of other things that come into this. Tomorrow, guys, we're going to be going over the scripts and some of the call functionalities. Today's going to be prospecting, which is, in my opinion, the first stage of a real estate business, okay? So I'm going to break down what wholesaling real estate is for everybody here that has no idea what that is, okay? So first and foremost, can everybody hear me just fine? Just want to make sure. Drop a one in the comments. You got me? You guys can hear me? Okay. So first and foremost, we start by number one, looking for houses. Okay. Now, these are not normal houses. These houses are distressed. Can everybody see my screen that I'm sharing, the whiteboard? Now, how do we find them? We find them by marketing. Let me see if I can move this screen. Which is number one. Now we're marketing to look for these specific houses. These properties are not normal properties, guys. These houses are dilapidated. They're falling over. They're falling apart. They have giant holes in the roofs. They have overgrown grass. They've been vacant for years. And so then the goal here is once we have that property, we then offer something that's a little bit below value, okay? And we offer to put the property under a contract. This is called a purchase agreement. Everybody still following me? Purchase agreement. And in this instance, we'll say that we're selling we got the contract to purchase this property at $70,000. I sign and the seller signs. And now we have a contract, right? Now, once we have this contract is called an equitable interest. Equitable interest. This gives us the legal right and authority to sell this contract to someone else. What allows us the authority to do that? In this contract, there's a word, and it's assigns. assigns gives us the legal right to sell this contract to someone else for a fee. Now, at this point, guys, you know what? This didn't cost us really anything. This piece of paper is $10 or less. It could be 0 to 10. That's what's so cool about this, y'all, is that we can do this with no money. I don't have to show this guy that I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy his house. I don't have to show him any proof of finances or proof of income. I don't have to show him my credit report or any of those things. I already have the interest in the contract. That's it. So if this seller signs this document with me, this gives me legal authority to sell this property. So again, not the property, it's the paperwork. The paperwork carries value. Now from here, guys, we take this piece of paper to what's called a title company. Title company. They take anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks to get everything that we need together to close on this house. Now, a lot of you guys might think, okay, well, does title company cost any money? No, it does not. Title company does not cost any money whatsoever. They're going to do all of this for free and they get paid at the end when everything comes to a close. Now, again, we have our marketing. We're looking for distressed real estate. We put the property under a contract. That's our agreement that has a verbiage in it specifically that allows for us to sell the contract. We take that contract into a title company and an escrow officer will begin processing that specific document for us. From here, guys, we go back to the marketing phase. That's me. I mean, I think I have bigger muscles than that, but it's okay. So again, now we're back in marketing. This time we're going to be selling that property. I'm asking 100K for it. Now, this marketing phase is different than the first one. I'm not just marketing for motivated sellers. I'm now marketing for people who are actively buying real estate. So my marketing efforts go into what I call the third place. This is what you would refer to as your investors. This is a giant pool of people that are all over your area that are actively buying houses that don't have the means necessary to find the properties it is that they're looking for. Does everybody understand? So again, a lot of these people, they have hundreds of thousands of dollars. They have millions of dollars. They have everything that they need to purchase these properties. And so I'm marketing this property now for $100,000. Now, one of these investor people decides to say, you know what, Quentin, that sounds like a really good idea. I'll tell you what, I want to expand on that. I'll go ahead and I'll buy you out of that contract. So we come into a second agreement. This piece of paper is called an assignment. Everybody still with me? Of contract. An assignment of contract. This is for $30,000 to sell this piece of paper to the investor. All in all, the investor is buying the property for $100,000. 30,000 of that is going to be paid out to me. 70,000 of that gets paid out to the seller. And guess what, guys? Once I collect my 30 grand, this thing goes back and we rinse and repeat the process over and over and over again. So guys, now you should have at the end of this process $30,000. What could you do now with that amount of money if you put it back into the business and finding more properties? And now you have consistency. What could that do for you? What would $30,000 do for some of y'all right now? How would that change everything that you're doing? Right? Come on, man. If $30,000 entered your hands, I'm sure there'd be a different person in this phone call right now that's probably talking about wanting to scale to the next level. So this whole process is called wholesaling real estate. Now, some of y'all might be asking yourself, you're like, well, where the hell can I learn this? And I don't have thousands of dollars to invest in coaching and mentorship and all of these crazy things that you might be talking about, Q. Guys, I teach people how to do this with nothing, really, like bare minimum. I've mentored people that had been sleeping in their cars that had nowhere to go. I've mentored a guy who was dying of cancer, who had never wholesaled in his whole life. And within a year and a half of him dying, was able to, I think he raised a little over $300,000 before he met his end and cancer beat him. I've mentored children even. My 13-year-old, not my 14-year-old little brother, He was 14 when he started working at my office. He closed and funded his first deal when he was 15 years old. And my ex-brother-in-law, I actually mentored and coached him when he was 16. And he had just gotten kicked out of school. He got expelled for fighting and he was drug dealing and just being stupid. And now my dude owns a lawn care business. So why am I telling you guys all of this? Is because if there's just no way that some kid who lives in the middle of nowhere that was doing Xanax when I met him, that was fighting people and robbing people's vehicles, can learn how to do this business when you yourself who's watching this is probably way more qualified than that person. There's just no way that and no that there's just no way this is equal opportunity business right here. And that's what I love about this. So does everybody understand what we're doing now? Give me I think I illustrated it very well for everybody here. I just want to drop a one if you get this now. What we're doing. It's very simple, guys. We're looking for people who are under distress. I'm going to show you guys how to use this amazing software to do it. Some of y'all might be like, man, Q, I need probably the next level of knowledge, maybe a bunch of videos or some recordings and some documents. Guys, I have everything that you need in one place. And since this is my last challenge that I am doing, I am giving away my course for $25. Everything that you need. This whole process broken down from beginner level to advanced. Over 170 hours of real estate content that I've already created, that I've already snipped and cut and copied, along with every recording that we've ever done inside of our platform, along with all of my contracts, all of my paperwork, all of my scripts, everything in course format, as though you guys were signing up for college on a $25 tuition, and you're going to get $10,000 worth of value for 25 bucks. So if that is you and you're like, Q, I want to be involved on the other side, Alex, if you can do me a favor, I run a private community. Since I'm no longer going to be doing these challenge calls, everything's going to be directed into the internal community that I have. And this is the last time that I'm giving it away for that price. So, guys, you can either sign up on the annual, which is $200 a year, or $25 a month. I promise you guys, if you really just learn the stuff that I have inside of the group, there's just no way in hell that some of y'all aren't going to close and fund your first real estate deal. That deal goes away after this call. This is the last time. Most of y'all are like, well, I'm just going to save the link and then sign up later. I'm sorry, but when I end this call, that deal is gone. Okay? So while we're on this call, I hope that you guys would sign up and get on the other side. This is the last time I'm ever throwing it out there, y'all. This is the last time, okay? And the last time I'm ever doing this challenge. Everything else is going to be inside of the group. This is the last time, y'all. This is very important for everybody here. If you want to save $1,200 a year, this is the time where you invest in yourself, okay? Now, guys, I'd love for all of y'all to get involved. On the other side, for everybody that decides to sign up, I'll also give you all of my previous courses for free as well that are also in course format, okay? But again, just want y'all to be involved, man. I'm begging y'all to come to the other side because I teach this stuff. I love y'all being in the other side of the community. We have a lot of people that are closing deals all of the time. I mean, I have a lot of y'all that are friends that come to my live events that have been there for me since the beginning. I mean, dude, my goal isn't to just be your mentor, but I also want to be in your corner and helping you as much as I possibly can. Okay. So, with that being said, y'all, last call on that offer. I want to see y'all on the other side. If this is like blowing your mind already, I bet it is. I know for a fact that when you actually tap into it, you'll see just how far the rabbit hole can go because I love distressed real estate, guys. This business met me in the darkest time of my life. I was so far from God. I was living separate from Jesus. I didn't believe in none of this stuff. I was doing drugs. I was drinking alcohol. I was fighting. I was selling weed. I was robbing people. I was doing everything wrong. And for some reason, when I got out of prison, God met me in that moment and He showed me something that I felt was my calling. And when He taught me real estate, when I got involved and God brought the right people around me in real estate, the Lord would bless me with such tremendous abundance where not only am I able to now find and close and fund real estate deals and provide for my family in a way that I've never been able to do before, I'm also able to help a lot of you guys as well get involved in the business, not just get involved, but lead you closer to Christ, okay? Lead you closer to Jesus. Because in my opinion, money is cool and all, making a lot of it great. I believe that everybody here, the Lord calls all of us to live in abundance, but the Lord also calls us to go through trials and tribulations and have joy in that time frame when we are. And maybe this could be God meeting you in that moment as well. I don't know. But if something's speaking to you right now and I'm tugging at a heartstring, this is for you. I know for a fact what it's like to live and to be frugal, what it's like to survive on ramen. I know what it's like to lose everything I have twice. I know what it's like to file for a $23 million bankruptcy. I know what it's like to sleep in a freaking in a laundromat because I had nowhere to go. I know what it's like to steal clothes from a laundromat because I had none. Okay, I bathed inside of a Jack in the Box restroom when I was a kid. That's how far I was from God. And it was in that moment that I felt that God was so present. There was a shift that was happening. And I'm just so blessed and glad to be alive today, having survived a heart attack 2 years ago. I can tell you guys right now, this is the closest to the Lord that I've ever been. And I love doing these calls. Although this will be my last one, I can promise you the next thing that I'm going to be doing is going to be 10 times bigger than what this is. But I want to see you on the other side, okay? Bless people, and I truthfully believe that God has put me in a position where I can do that for people, okay? And I'm very grateful. So thank you guys again for being here. This is the last call. When this call ends, I'm never doing this again. I really hope that y'all decide to make the leap and get on the other side. We do multiple calls every single week. I want to see you there, okay? So guys, with that being said, let's jump into this now. Does everybody have Deal Machine in front of them? I'm moving on now. We're going into Deal Machine. So let me share my screen for you guys that are here right now. Let me see. Where is it? Deal Machine. Boom. So guys, I'm gonna give y'all the quick breakdown on this software because some of y'all might think that this is a bit confusing. It's actually very easy to use, and I'm gonna show y'all how you can utilize certain features. Today's homework for everybody here is to build a list of distressed properties. Now, again, what is distress? What would label somebody as distress? Can you guys like tell me if you were in the shoes of someone who is wanting to sell their property at a deep discount, what do you believe would be the reason that you would sell? Like you're going through something hard time. What could it be? Right? Yeah, I have some people that have joined the challenge before. I see you. Come on, the 5Ds. Who wants to copy and paste it in here? I love it. I love it. Life challenges. Absolutely, Veronica. Yep. Mike, exactly. Divorce. That's a big one. People sell their properties for that. I have 20,000 prospects already. Jesus, that's what I'm talking about, man. A widowed, exactly, Paul, that happens. Financial, yeah, exactly, financial. So again, for everybody here, yeah, Kane, that's actually very common. You can go downtown to your courthouse now and pull a list of every active eviction that is going on where tenants are evicting these people out of their properties. Now, guys, there's 5 reasons that someone will want to sell their house. Let me kind of just pull up my board real fast. And we're going to go over this together, okay? So we're going to erase all of this. Everybody here can see the board still? Dude, this is the coolest thing. This is my first time incorporating my Vibe board. This is my infinite whiteboard that I have. So again, these are the 5 reasons. 5 reasons, and write these down with me. Write everything down with me. Again, this is a class, y'all, but I expect everybody here to be involved. 5 reasons someone wants to sell for a discount. I call them the 5 Ds. Number 1, death. Now, death is an associate of distress. If one of you guys had a relative that owned real estate, whether it be maybe a grandfather or grandmother, maybe a mom, a dad, maybe a distant uncle or a relative, a lot of times, me being an older man, I'm 35 years old now. If something were to happen to somebody in my family, I mean, I have my own house, my own bills, my own expenses, and they leave behind a house. Wouldn't that be a reason for me to even entertain the idea? Well, you know what? I don't really want to pay for a second house. Me and my siblings, I'm one of 6. My mom had 6 kids. We all have different dads. My mom got busy. You know what I'm saying? But that's besides the point. My mom's sweet. She was a single mom. She raised all of us. I believe that I'm the man I am today because of my mother. And that's a crazy thing to say because my father was very much absent. But I was born into a generation of men that were raised by women. So I have a very nurturing and kindness that's kind of embedded with me, right? And so when I'm dealing with these people that are going through these situations and death happens to be a factor, a lot of times what's affiliated with that is some type of probate or some type of outcome considering a documentation called affidavit of heirship. So what does probate even mean? By the way, shout out to all my single mamas in here playing both roles. I love you guys. Y'all are the reason that men like me are able to exist and do the things that we do. So I just want to say I love and I appreciate all of y'all. If you're doing it on your own, I recognize you, I see you, and I respect you because my mom slaved away doing things that she wasn't supposed to make sure that I had food at the end of the day and I had a place to sleep. So with that being said, death being the factor, typically going through a situation called probate. For y'all that might not know what probate is, Man, probate is basically a process of finalizing somebody's last will and testament. So when and if you die, and obviously that's the place that we're all going to end up one day, when something like that happens and you pass away, the document that you leave behind is called your last will and testament. So your last will and testament should be the place where you would take that documentation and you file it in probate. So in probate, in this specific scenario, you are taking your last will and testament and you're going through a process, a legal process called probate, which is a judge taking your will and finalizing it. Now, again, normally when somebody gets their will probated, it's within the will that all of your assets and everything that you've owned in life, aka your estate, is to be liquidated. Okay? So liquidated, what does that mean? What does that mean? Liquidated, meaning if I have a bunch of stuff, my studio equipment, my PlayStation 5, my TVs, my cars, some of my cameras, my whiteboards, this laptop I'm talking to y'all on, all of this is a part of my estate. That also includes my real estate. So again, a lot of times these families have to sell the house, and it's actually embedded into that person's will that that's the necessary process that they have to undergo. Okay, so death is a reason that someone wants to sell. The second one, follow along with me, is debt. Now, debt is something that we all have, okay? But sometimes the debt can become so overwhelming that we don't see a way out. I've been there before. It actually drove me to a place, a very dark place that I hadn't been to since I was a kid. Debt, debt can make someone go crazy. Who here is struggling financially with debt right now? Drop a one in the comments. Maybe that's why you're in today's call. Man, I'll tell you what, this is something that happens for a lot of people. Don't worry about it. And I promise you, you're not alone, okay? There are ways to make money on the internet. There are ways that you can do this. My goal is that by the end of this 3-day challenge, you have everything that you need to go forward to get yourself out of debt. If it wasn't for wholesaling real estate, I would have never paid off my parole expenses. I would have never gotten myself out of $80,000 worth of credit card debt that was lingering from when I was a kid. And my mom pulled credit cards in my name and maxed them out so that she could buy things that she needed for the house. Guys, debt can be a killer. It can drain you, it can manipulate you. A lot of times, what we need to settle debt is a lot of money. And so we find people that are going through these situations where the debt's overwhelming and the house is being foreclosed on, or they have a bill or a lien or a judgment or something that they have to settle ASAP that influences them to get rid of the house to settle that debt. Now, number three, this is another one. This is called distress. Distress is very simple. It means the house is distressed. How many of you guys have been just driving down the hood, right? And you see a sore eye in the neighborhood, house that's filled with a bunch of cats, has holes in the roof, has overgrown grass, has all of these signs that just say, like, dude, who lives there? Or is anybody even living there, right? Or even just drug people living inside, right? People that are addicted to drugs that are living inside the property. These are all reasons that someone may want to sell the house. I promise you, if you drove by a property that looks like that, guys, let me tell y'all, that is money right there. You need to find out who owns that property ASAP. And all of that information is public. And I'm going to show you guys how you can identify those properties using AI in today's call. So distress means that the property needs a lot of work, okay? Now moving into the fourth one, man. This right here is tough. This one's tough because this happens a lot. Sadly, we live in a generation where marriage doesn't carry the same weight that it used to. A lot of times when somebody gets tired of their spouse, they just rather divorce the person than fix the problem. You know, it's crazy when we think about this, right? Is that this is so common now. This is so common. Now, typically, when people get married, right, it takes two people to pay for a piece of real estate. We are at a place right now, economically, where owning a house is just crazy expensive and renting is cheaper. It's because interest rates are so high, man. I mean, it's just an entirely different game. When I got into this business over 10 years ago, it was 2013 moving into 2014. You could buy a house for a 2.3, 2.1% interest rate. 2.3, 2.1% interest rate. Hey, Felix, let's be real. That was actually something that happened while Biden was in administration before Trump, okay? People just think presidents fix problems. That's not the reality. Guys, don't focus on a president. I serve one Lord, and that person is in heaven. For me, guys, I have to honor who's in office. Doesn't mean I have to like them, but I'm called to by the Bible to appreciate whoever is the leader of our nation. Okay, can I get an amen from that? That's the reality of it. Now, again, I am also a capitalist. I don't believe that just because who's president dictates what I can and can't do with my life. I'm telling you all this right now. If you truthfully believe that the government cares about you, you are being manipulated by the system, and my goal is to help you break free from that. Anybody that is here should understand that you alone are responsible for the outcome of your life. Now, these people that technically go through things, when it comes to an economic change, it is never the economy that destroys a person. It is their lack of resources and education that destroys that person. Remember this for as long as you live. I blame the economy for nothing. I am an environment. I am a product of my own environment, and I will say what I decide to do with my life and where it is that I am going to go, because the Lord has given us free will, and we can use that free will to either be buried by politics or rise above political standpoints and say that we are children of God before we were anything else, and know that we are called to greatness and abundance. Can I get an amen? Now, guys, for my people that are in here, divorce is the reason that someone will want to sell a property. I'm just being real. Divorce is the reason that someone would want to sell a property. And that's just two people deciding to liquidate everything that they owned as a marriage. Okay. Now, moving on to the last one, y'all. This one right here is tough. I know I spelled it wrong or whatever, but that is disease. Disease. Fifth reason, people get sick. No matter what, guys, it don't matter. You and I are going to eventually get sick by something. I don't know. It can just happen. And when that happens, well, if I'm being honest with you guys, you're probably going to need money for hospital bills and things that you need. So, disease, right? Now, I want y'all to understand this. All of these five reasons, some of y'all that are brand new may say, Q, that sounds predatory. That's not. It's just they're situations that people put themselves in, right? It's not my fault that somebody is going through death, debt, distress, divorce, a disease, but it's also in my power to be able to help someone like that. You have to understand this. A lot of times people hold on to things that will actually solve their problem if they just let it go. God, come on. I know I'm speaking to somebody right now, dude. Wow, like what a bar. I just made myself have chills on that one. Some of us guys are holding on to things where our life would be exceptionally better if we could just let it go. And that could also mean our house. You get what I'm saying? That could also mean our house. Now, guys, I don't ever want y'all to think that we're taking advantage of a single soul. If for whatever reason any of you guys are lowballing people to make $50,000 to $100,000 on a property and you didn't actually do anything other than a wholesale transaction, my boy, you are not doing the business right. God knows your heart, and there are ethical and moral standards to the way that people do business. And I want y'all to understand this, all right? We don't do business like that. If somebody's going to sell me their property at a discount, it means that I'm going to solve a problem. Does everybody understand? So this is my motto, and I teach this in every single freaking class I do. We find problems. Everybody follow me? We find problems. We solve problems. And then we get paid. Guys, write that down, stamp it on your forehead, put it on the mirror. That's what we do. There are too many people in here that I see and I meet in this business that think that we're in the business of taking advantage of people that are at their lowest place in life. Guys, that is not the truth. We are here to help people. If I know for a fact that I stop foreclosure on somebody's house and that person's property they inherited from their mom, and they have all this debt because their mom was in a nursing home and she was on Medicaid benefits, they have to pay off Medicare benefits, plus they have to stop the foreclosure, and I'm able to help that person zero out the debt. They walk away with 10 grand and I walk away with my $5,000 assignment fee. Do y'all believe in a time frame like this that I deserve the 5K? Because I found that person and I performed and I solved their problems and I got paid. That is how you operate with ethics and morals in this business. Remember this always, y'all. We ain't in the business of taking advantage of anybody. We're just in the business of solving problems. The bigger the problem, the bigger the check. And that's what I want everybody here to understand and recognize, okay? So that's what we're doing. We're looking for people who don't just want to sell, These are people that need to sell. And there is a very, very, very distinct difference that I think goes over a lot of people's heads. And I hope I'm teaching y'all something that have been in the business. If you've been in the business for a while and this is new to you and you're seeing this being taught this way, drop a 5 in the comments if that's you. Because I want to make sure that I'm reaching some of y'all to just shift the way that you do this. I promise y'all, man, the Lord gives in abundance when you do right by people, okay? So let me tell y'all something, okay? This right here is going to be part of the curriculum. Now, I'm going to go back into Deal Machine and we're going to really dig into this software together. First and foremost, I'm going to go through it from the top. There's 5 tabs in total, and in here you're going to have your dashboard. I need to log back in, sorry. So in here you'll have your dashboard. Now, your dashboard is essentially going to be your hub that's going to show you all of your numbers in your Deal Machine account. In the dashboard section, you're going to see all the prospects you have. I don't expect y'all to have this. You're going to see how many people that you're marketing to, how many warm leads that you have, maybe properties that you got under contract. What's cool, y'all, is that you can tag your leads as you progress. Now, we're not going to market to 178,000 people. That's crazy. I do this business in all 50 states. Okay, so for me, my business looks way different. And I pray to God that you will have the same level of abundance in your business one day. But here, y'all, you can see all the news, all the updates, some of the calls and that they do. They provide education, all kinds of stuff. We do coaching calls for Deal Machine inside of my private group. So if you're in that, you get that every week anyway. But this is just a bonus inside of the curriculum so that everybody here can have access to the platform. That's your dashboard. In your map section, this is where you're going to be able to pull your leads. And I'm going to show you guys how to create a list of leads in today's call. And your homework for today is going to be to submit your homework and build 3 lists. You can mirror mine or get creative and build your own. In the leads tab, you'll have all of your leads in one place. Now, what's cool about Deal Machine is that every single property that you put inside of this thing comes with phone numbers and email address and very distinct property information, which we're going to go into tomorrow. So a lot of times there may be a photo. It's going to tell you how much equity the house has, that's loan to value, what the percentage of that number looks like, their loan amount, their payment is, the recording date of when they actually bought the property, expired listing, adjustable loan, low equity. We got Kelly Martin right here, was on the market for 55 days. We can even send them direct mail. There's a little AI feature right here that's cool. I'm going to go over that with y'all tomorrow. And you get all of their information. We get their phone numbers and we get their email addresses so that we can reach out to them to see if they're interested in selling their properties. Okay. So that's in the leads tab. That's going to show you all of your prospects. There's even tagging systems. So, like, if you want, you can actually incorporate like a tag here, add a tag, fire damage, stuffed mailbox, and you can even create your own or take some away. It's completely up to you. You can have multiple lists that you've created already, and you can add your own leads from external sources into the platform. Now, this also comes with an app. Now, for y'all that might be brand new to the business, one of the best things that I would ever recommend is that you get into your car and you drive around the worst neighborhood in your area and you jot down addresses to every single empty property. You see, when you turn Deal Machine on your phone, Deal Machine allows for you to drive for dollars. That is a term that we use in this business that basically goes over the process of you going from property to property, driving from house to house, and putting the addresses down into the app itself. You can literally just tap on it because it's looking at the houses on the map. Google Maps is integrated into Deal Machine. So you literally just press a freaking button, boom, and then that house will get added to your Deal Machine account, which comes up with all the phone numbers and everything else. It's super cool. Okay. So going back into this, all right. Now we have also our dialer. Now, for some of y'all, you may not know what this terminology is, but a dialer is essentially your ability to be able to call from the platform. So you don't need to share your personal information anymore. You can make phone calls through Deal Machine, and it's super neat. You can do this from the dialer, from your cell phone directly, all inbound calls to the number that you're calling out from, because you're going to get a burner number, right? That burner number that you're calling out from, if they call that number, it gets routed to your cell phone. You can also send direct mail. It comes with a freaking mail center, y'all. So I'm going to send some pieces of mail today too. It's going to be super fun. And I'm going to show y'all what that looks like. Well, I'll probably save that for tomorrow. Now, today's episode and what we're doing in this session is we're going to build 3 different lists. And I'm going to show you what they are. And we're going to have some fun while we do it. Okay. Now, I love building lists, not just for myself, but for other people's markets. So guys, if y'all want to just kind of like, come on, like engage with me here, this is your opportunity to get a free list from Q. I'm going to build a motivated seller list in your area. And if you are involved in today's call, all I ask is that you drop your market. I will pick one at random, and that will be the place where I will build my motivated seller list, of which I will then export it and send you a copy. So where are we at, y'all? Do I see anybody? No one? No one? Oh, there it is. Indianapolis. I see. Rockport, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Phoenix, Arizona. What up, Fatima? How you doing?
Hey,
Houston.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you again. Israel, Phoenix, Arizona, Phoenix. Omar. What's up, Omar? How are you, dude? Let me see. Veronica. What up, Veronica? Hey, familia. We have the last name.
Hey man, how's it going?
For the dollar, my friend. John Curtis. What's up, dude? I didn't even see you in here, man. It's good to see you, bro. Maribel, Paul Harvey. Okay, let's see. Dude, so many of my friends are here. I love y'all. Thank you guys for supporting me. Y'all don't even need to be in here and you're in here. Thank y'all. Really, it means a lot to me. Okay, so I want to do, let's see, because I've been seeing this a lot. Elizabeth Guzman, Florida. Let's get specific. Give me a county in Florida. I'll do your market first. You can put it in the chat or unmute yourself. It's completely up to you. Orange County? Okay, let's go. So we're gonna type it into the top, Orange County. Oh, sorry, y'all. I have fat fingers. Orange County. Okay. And then let's see if we can pull it up by the county. Indianapolis, North Carolina, Texas, New York, Florida. Here we are. All right. So guys, from here, once I type in the name of the county, it's gonna section it off for me and give me an idea what the area looks like. Now, this is what's so cool, right? Is that it's mapping everything for us in the bottom right-hand corner here. We're going to be able to see the total property count for how many pieces of real estate that there are in Orange County, Florida. Now, I'm going to imagine that Orange County, Florida is probably a very well sought after place to live, right? I've actually never been to Florida. I really want to go. I've always wanted to go to Orlando to visit the Universal Studios. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan and I love Jurassic Park and all of those movies are just super awesome. But guys, so Orange County, right? Orange County's probably huge. We're gonna have to narrow this down because there's just no way in heck that we're gonna go through 496,250 property records, as you guys can see here on the bottom left. Can everybody see that? Right? That's a lot. we're not we're not gonna market to that many people. So I think a lot of people, and most of you guys that have been doing this business for a long time, I'm going to tell y'all if you've been marketing to this list specifically, you've been doing the business wrong. High equity absentee owner. That's what everybody markets to. What is high equity absentee owner for my people here that are in elementary with the business right now? Don't worry about it. I'm going to break it down. High equity means that they've almost paid the property off. Absentee owner means that they own the property, but they live absent to the house, right? Which basically means they live elsewhere. So absentee owner means that they own this house on 123 Main Street. They live in a whole other area or another state or another place, and the house is almost paid off, and that's really not a reason for them to sell it. I don't really like marketing to that list because if we do that, let me just kind of break this down, right? So let me click on this, right? First and foremost, let's start building out our list. You guys follow along with me. Does everybody have Deal Machine out? Come on. I hope I still have y'all's undivided attention. We've been at this for a little over 30 minutes now. I asked y'all for a favor. I hope that y'all are still here and that y'all are joining this and y'all are involved. Pull Deal Machine out on your phone, pull it out, minimize the screen if you're on your phone, pull out Deal Machine. We're doing this together, okay? I don't care. Just do your market and copy me. This is going to be the first list that I'm going to give to you guys as homework to make in your area. Submit your homework and you'll be able to enter the contest, of which we're going to give it away. We're going to be giving away 3 prizes valued at well over $30,000. Okay. So again, we're going to do this. I only like single family for starters. For everybody that is in here, some of y'all might want to ask me, like, why not do multifamily? Why not do townhouses or commercial buildings or condos even? No, single family is the basics of this business. If you get single family down, you will make millions of dollars in this business alone. Okay. I want y'all to understand this, y'all. Like, I don't know if I've told y'all this. I've been married over 2 months already. I love my wife to death. She just joined me in the business. She's got it down in 2 weeks. We have our second property under contract. The person signing it today. Literally, like today, the second contract. We have one deal, projected revenue 5 grand. Our second deal, this one's going to be projected revenue $30,000. It's on the south side of San Antonio, and it's three houses that sit on one lot that's over an acre large. It's a beautiful home. And I got the seller at 100K, yo. I think I can sell this thing for like a buck 30, buck 40, buck 50. So that's an easy 30 to $40,000 in profits. My wife has never done real estate before. Never. This is like brand new to her. And all she's doing is the exact same thing that I'm showing you guys today. We're focusing on single family. So single family is the first criteria that we're adding on to our filter caliber. Now here, we're going to calibrate the amount of money that we want our properties to be valued at. I'm going to say between 100,000 and then let's start small. Let's not do anything crazy. Let's say 400K will be the max. So now we're dealing with houses that are valued at between $100,000 and $400,000, right? So this is going to greatly decrease the amount of properties that we have in our current radar. I like this because the houses aren't too expensive and they aren't too cheap and they have like a baseline product. Plus, we're just focusing on single family for now. Now, for me, guys, I don't do no one bedroom, one bath houses. That's just ridiculous to me. My buyers are going to go after properties that probably have more than two bathrooms and maybe more than one bedroom. So now we have our baseline, what we're looking for the pieces of real estate that we were trying to find together. Now this is our time where we create our niche, okay? This is going to be list number one. Now, this type of list building is called list stacking. I would recommend that all of you guys that have access to a cell phone, which is 90% of y'all, because I don't think you would have even seen that I was doing this call without a cell phone, it's to download ChatGPT and look that up. ChatGPT is going to be your best friend if you're going to get into real estate because it can find motivated sellers with you, for you, and be your personal assistant while you're doing this stuff. Now, going into quick filters here, we are going to list stack. Ask ChatGPT what list stacking is. It'll break it down for y'all that have no idea. I'm just going to create multiple different reasons that someone will want to sell, and I'm going to stack them together and match all of the records against each other. And I'm looking for houses that are on the same list. Okay? List number one, I'm gonna build it now. So we're gonna do this together, okay? I want the properties that are tired landlords. So the person who owns the property just evicted someone. They're probably a certain age group. They don't live at the house anymore. And we're gonna match all. So I'm gonna stack now. So I hit this little button here to match all of those records together. We're gonna do off market. So we know that it's not listed. We're going to do senior owner. So I know the person's over the age of 65, something to account for. Now we have tired landlords. They own an off market property. They're over the age of 65. This is going to be the kicker. I want those houses to be vacant. 67 prospects. That's all that's needed right there. So we're going to hit build list and confirm. And we have list number one. Now, why is this list powerful? I like this list for two reasons, and I'm going to share that with you guys. Tired landlords, what exactly is that? That's someone who owns a bunch of rental properties that have been vacant for quite some time. Now, it's a bonus that Deal Machine uploads the vacant list twice a month. That means that they do it at the first and on the 15th of every month. So they have a direct integration with USPS, which is the mailing service that you and I all know and love, and probably love to hate, actually, because I know a lot of y'all might be getting packages and sometimes they don't come on time and sometimes it's the mailing company's fault. Well, USPS keeps a record of every property where a letter was undeliverable or the property was damaged extensively. And let me tell you what, Deal Machine has that integration. I know this because the owner of this platform is one of my good friends, Mr. David Lecko, and I would recommend that all of you guys would add him on Facebook. He's a handsome, tall, white guy, and he's honestly amazing. He has been working with me for years, and we did a whole video before where I closed the seller over the phone. I want to show you this, guys, and put this into the chat, right? So Q Quinton or Quinton Flores closing over phone. Should be something like that. This is it right here. This video, David and I met for the first time. He came in from Indianapolis. He lives in Dallas, Texas now. I'm putting this in here now. Boom. And then I'm adding this to you guys. There we are. In this video, y'all, business means I went to a property that I've driven by so many times on the way to my office, and he and I were able to find that address. Again, I was a much more fluffier guy with no stash, and my beard game was horrible. But we got on the phone with the person who owned the house, and then I went to the office and I put the property under contract while rocking my pink Thanos shirt. So y'all, like this video is straight up game, and you can see how I do the call, how I run the numbers, how I operate the calculator, how I made my offer, how I built rapport. This is for everybody, man. Like literally everybody here. So again, for all of y'all that are in this, if y'all are like Q, I need to see the app in real time. We did this, and I put the property under contract. I made $23,000 on this house. And that was the first time I ever used Deal Machine. I wouldn't have been able to do it without David. Now, going back to what we're talking about inside of Deal Machine, right? Let me just switch tabs real fast, go back to Deal Machine. All I did in Deal Machine, now it being a different type of platform, was stack leads together to create my list of 67 prospects. Now, these 67 prospects, y'all, this is now going to be inside of my database, and I can cold call, I can text. Look at that, y'all. We have a phone number plus relatives for every single record that we have. That's how accurate the skip tracing is for Florida in this specific platform. Guys, and let me tell y'all something about Deal Machine skip tracing. It's about 90% accurate. I love it. I mean, we've been using it. I've been getting more leads than I know what to deal with. Since my wife and I joined forces, started doing the business together, we have probably like well over 30 leads qualified. And I'm putting one property under contract. My goal is at least three or four before this week is over. My goal is that you guys get your first contract within 3 days, which can be done. I know it can. This is list number one, right? So this is the stack. Everybody here, kind of take a picture of that so that you have it right here. Everybody got it? Screenshot it if you need to. Single family homes, off market, tired landlord, senior owner, vacant property, match all, valued between 100K to 400K, two bedroom, one bathroom. Now, let me tell y'all something. You can take this list and put it anywhere. We can go to Hendricks, Indianapolis, same list stack. Take away Orange County, Florida, same list stack. We got one property here. Let's do it again in another place. Let's do Fort Wayne, Indianapolis. Same thing, right? Take away Hendrix real quick and see what pops up. Doing the same stack, same everything. You see, guys, this stack works in any market, no matter where you're at. If it doesn't pull up any addresses or anything, don't worry about it. I have two more lists for you. Okay. So again, look, 50 properties in Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, right here. 50 properties sharing the same freaking stack. That's what's beautiful about this, y'all, is that this stack works almost anywhere. Okay. And if you don't think that you live in an area where this can be used, then go to a major city. This can be done virtually. And in my platform, I teach you exactly how to do it. If you have a laptop and a cell phone, there's no reason why you shouldn't be making an extra $10,000 every month, even while you have a job, even while you have a 9 to 5. Okay. So moving back into this, right? We're going to go ahead and get rid of all of these. And I'm going to build another list. Who has another market for me? Drop your market in the comment section so I can begin building this thing out. What do we got? Also, for that list, can you send that over to Elizabeth since she was the one who had recommended this? Let's see. Okay. Mighty Bell. Hey, I saw you DM me. I really appreciate you joining the call and being involved. Let's do Jackson, Tennessee. All right, that's the name of the county. Jackson, Tennessee. Let's see if that pulls something up. Tell me what the name of that county is, please.
Just put Jackson and then TN.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of Jackson out there, though.
Try which one is it? It should be Jackson TN. It usually comes up. Or put the zip code. Hold on, let me find out what the zip code is for Jackson.
I found it. I found it.
Okay.
Jackson, Tennessee County. All right. So we're going to build this then here. We're going to do the same thing, y'all. Single family, same values, same bed to bathroom ratio this time. Third list, y'all. And this is going to be great for everybody here. We're going to do this. How should we do this? How should we do this?
I usually go for like seniors, tired landlords, and tax delinquent.
Let's do senior, match all, the tax delinquent,
Mm-hmm.
and then vacant.
Absentee owner too.
We did that on the last one. So
Oh, okay.
let's do it a little bit differently. Let's just do vacant, straight up vacant.
Okay.
See, vacant homes. Boom. And then we're matching all. So this is a list of people who are over the age of 65. And I want you guys to understand the demographic of what that means. When someone's over the age of 65 and they're behind on taxes, a lot of times, guys, if they're delinquent in taxes, it could be for multitudes of reasons. The person who's over 65 could be dead. That's a big reason. Or two, the individual is elderly and their health is now an issue. So they've drawn back from paying their property taxes and started focusing on other areas to live. Okay. Now, this is just part of life. Okay. A lot of times, individuals that are senior citizens, a lot of them, they don't get the help and the benefits that the government should probably be giving them. And that's the reality of it. And sometimes they don't even have the family to back them up to help them or to take care of them. Guys, I'm telling y'all this from experience, man. My first deal that I ever did, and I never talk about this as my first. A lot of y'all have probably heard the $2,100 story because that was my first deal that I did on my own. Now, I can't even really call this a deal. When I was younger, I was 23 years old. I was so excited to jump into the business. I wanted so bad to break in. I was willing to do anything and work for anyone. I went to one of those fancy real estate seminars, and there was a gentleman that was there. He was an attorney, and this attorney was very smart. I mean, he was not a probate attorney by trade. He was just a normal, regular, schmegular attorney, right? And this is so crazy. I'm gonna tell you guys this story. It's gonna blow your mind. But he was throwing real estate seminars and suddenly he became like the real estate guy here in San Antonio. So I wanted so bad to meet him. I went over there with the suit that I bought from Goodwill. At the time, I was just selling weeds. That's all I had. And when I went to go and I met him, right, I was wearing a suit that was like 3 times my size, but it was all that I could afford. I just remember him making fun of these and telling me that he could still see my tattoos in the suit and then saying if I wanted to approach him, I needed to be dressed a certain way. Now, some of y'all might say that that's hilarious. That actually really hurt me because I was really looking forward to meeting someone who was almost like a hero to me because I felt that that would be the guy that I could learn from. Now, I didn't let that stop me. I remember I got into my car and I was crying because I was just so frustrated. I just got out of jail and I went right back into the same thing that I went in there for in the first place because it was all that I knew, right? And so I found out where that dude's office was, and I literally went to that person's office and I waited out front until he gave me a job. They sent me away like 8 times before he finally gave me a job. The job that he gave me was what I teach in my program today. It's so funny. It's called cheat codes. So he taught me how to go through the county websites, not Deal Machine, but the county websites. And he taught me how to look through all the probate stuff. And he also taught me how to find people that were wanting to sell a property on a level that I don't see precedented in this real estate industry whatsoever, which is what I teach on the other side. Now, if some of y'all have just jumped into the call, and for some of y'all that are still here, this is the last call for that because I'm about to land the plane on this whole challenge after the third list. $25 is this is the last. After I end this call, you're never going to be able to sign up at that price again. I'm taking it away. Okay, so this is last call. Alex, drop the link for everybody in here. But in my program, I teach the same thing that that attorney taught me, which is so funny because I actually moved away from it as I learned about software and technology. I had all the softwares that you guys could even think of. And that's what we were using when I had my office and we had 30, 40 people, butts and seats, cold calling people all day. I had a big brokerage firm, so we were finding properties in all 50 states, and I was doing every form of marketing that you can think of. My operation cost me about $75,000, $80,000 a month. I had people on payroll. I had probably what, like 8 core virtual assistants and 20 cold callers at one time. We had a lot of people that were working for the organization. Alex is actually still with me from that time frame when we had all of that. Okay. And this is what's so crazy. And I'm telling all of you guys this because I like to teach from experience. And I hope that y'all don't mind. So, I finally found this place where you can pull a list of people that, how do you say, are delinquent in taxes in San Antonio, right? And I found the list, and then I paired it with a code violations list of people who hadn't been keeping up with their yard. So I found one lady. Her name was Weta Hilt. I honor her every time I can because I have no idea where she is, and I'm pretty sure she's not alive anymore. But I went to her house because the guy told me to go. He gave me a list, right? But this was one that I built. I built this list. He would have never found this property if it wasn't for Q. And so I went to this lady's house. I knocked on the door, nobody answered. It was like a jungle crawling through the front yard. It was in a very beautiful neighborhood. You would not expect this, right? And then the neighbor came out and said, "Hey, are you here to see Mrs. Weta?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm here to see Mrs. Hilt. I hope that she's still here." And she's like, "Well, I have a key to the house. Her only living relative is in prison for murder, and she ain't getting out anytime soon. And I can at least open up the door and do a wellness check. Are you from Adult Protective Services?" Mind you, I've never heard of Adult Protective Services before. This is all brand new to me. Okay. And I talked to her. I said, "Yeah, I mean, I'm not from there, but we're trying to buy this lady's house and help her. I have no idea what her situation looks like. I just know that she owes $40,000 in taxes." And that, this house is on multiple code violations lists because she had overgrown grass. There was cats everywhere. It smelled. The moment that you walked up to the front, it smelled horrible, right? And so, guys, this person was a senior citizen. She was 91. When she opened up the door, I was about to walk in behind her. And I mean, she was wearing a mask. And I just remember thinking, like, man, I've smelled some pretty bad things in my life. There's no way that it could smell that bad. And when she opened up the door, I swear to you guys, the smell of death flew out of that property. I thought the lady was dead. Like somebody had to have been dead in there. I saw leftover open rotisserie chicken boxes everywhere. Cats that were eating out of it. There was layers of cat poop all over the property. There was boxes on boxes of things stored everywhere. And somewhere in this house, the lady who walked in there was going to bring this lady out to me. Now, she walked the lady out to the front. Well, first she came up to me and she was like, "Are you sure you want me to bring her back?" And I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's not a pretty sight. I've been trying to call Adult Protective Services and this lady's just here." And so we went and I said, "Just bring her out here. I need to talk to her." She brought the person back to me to the front. And I'll never forget this, dude. She had the bluest eyes I've ever seen. The bluest eyes I've ever seen. In the crevices of her face and in the cracks of her fingers and hands, she had ticks that were eating at her and bugs that were crawling around her head. On top of that, she was covered in her own pee and poop. It was that bad. And she was wearing a nightgown. She looked like she hadn't had, well, apparently she didn't have electricity or water in the home. They had shut that off a long time ago. Nobody had opened up an active adult protective services case for this lady. And she was just there by herself getting taken. I mean, literally just like no one taking care of her. And so, man, I mean, I called the church down the road. They sent somebody over to come and help her. I bathed that lady with my own hands. Okay. I went to Walmart. The attorney told me to go and grab something. I needed to grab something to give her to eat, and I needed to dress her up nice, and he was going to show up. The attorney came and he had me record a video of her giving him power of attorney. Apparently, a power of attorney doesn't always have to be in writing. It can be in writing as long as the lady's sound of mind. She was sound of mind, but she just wasn't able to take care of herself. I mean, she had arthritis everywhere. She was just laying there in her own pee and poop, and it wasn't much that she could do on her own. So, like, legit, I got buckets of water from the neighbor's house and I bathed her in her own bathroom. And then I put a nightgown on her and everything. And by the time it was all said and done, and I recorded the video, 3 weeks later, 3 weeks later, my attorney is boasting about it on his thing. He's doing the case study about how he acquired this property from a tax delinquent list, the house I found him. And then he asked me to come up on stage and speak about the experience of what we had to do to help this lady. Turns out he bought this lady's house for $70,000, gave her 70 grand, 40 of that went to the tax debt. The 30K, he helped her with her benefits and then got her into a nursing home and put the 30K into some kind of trust so that she could have access to it to pay for her time frame there. But let me tell you something, man. I was upset because I was supposed to get a check from that. I went to his office and I begged him for the money because I did way more than he did. And he only wrote me a check for $700 out of a $70,000 assignment fee because he sold that property for 140K to an investor. Guys, this is why the senior list is powerful, but this is why sometimes this business, when you see other people do it and you can't understand it, to me, it was just like, man, this guy, this attorney totally took advantage of this lady. We're not here to do that. We're not here to do that. And by that time, I had left his office. I quit, and he banned me from all the future events because he saw that I was getting big. I flipped a 300. I flipped a 20-unit apartment complex downtown that actually put me on the news, and I made $300,000 on that property. And then I was on Good Morning Essay, which was super cool, and on Ken's Five as well. And they interviewed me about real estate. Shortly after that, I got on my first TV show. Shortly after that, I was on my first nationwide podcast. Shortly after that, I spoke on my first stage of over 500 people in Phoenix, Arizona, where I met my friend Omar in 2018, who's still here today in the audience, who's a part of today's call. That's what's crazy about how these things can transcend and one thing can lead to another. But I look back and I think about that lady all the time, and I think about like what I know now and what I wish I could have done to help her because I have so many resources now. A lady like that, man, she would have walked away with triple that amount of money. I would have been able to do so many things with the different nonprofit organizations that I'm connected to now, as well as my church. Guys, I go to Community Bible Church. We do so many things for people. We don't give to a church, we give through a church. And in my church, man, Pastor Edward Newton, he makes sure that every single dollar he don't touch, He's actually on a part of a board of directors that determine what money he makes. People think he makes millions of dollars because the church brings in $5 to $10 million a year in donations alone. Almost all that money goes into helping people, especially now who individuals who are don't have SNAP benefits and that are struggling right now to get what they need to feed their families. There's just so many things out there, you know? And guys, I would urge all of you that if you're planning on doing this business and you're going to take on these senior citizen lists, that you arm yourself with every single resource that you can. You should go now and start calling every single nursing home in your area. Look at what benefits that they got. Call every nonprofit organization in your area that has people that help individuals like this. Call the Salvation Army, call Toys for Tots, call all of these different types of people, and they all will connect you with individuals that you can call upon when you have situations like this. I know this because I've done this, y'all. I had a lady give me her house because I helped her. That's how crazy it is. She gave me the house. Granted, I bought it subject to the taxes. There was a bunch of tax debt against it. It was $70,000 in tax debt. But I bought it and I still own it today. And that property is worth well over $300,000. And the lady that I helped lived the last years of her life in an assisted living facility, getting everything paid for. That's how we help people. We don't take advantage of people in situations like this. We help them. And so if you're going to target senior citizens, I would recommend that all of you guys understand what it's like to help someone who's going through this stage in life. 65 and over, that is a whole nother animal, okay? But I just want to make sure that I'm speaking life into you guys, not to take advantage of people, but to do right by every single person that you do business with, okay? Now, moving into this list is great because, again, they're over the age of 65, they're delinquent in taxes for some type of issue, and they own a vacant property. This is list number two. Now, I'm going to go into list number three, y'all, and then we're going to land the plane and I'm going to give y'all's homework. List number three is very simple. We can do this in any market, literally any market. Let me go into this with y'all. We talked about Tulsa, right? So, Tulsa is the county that we're going to do. Tulsa County, Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma, man. You guys have a great market in Oklahoma. It matches Texas in almost every way. So in Tulsa, we're going to get rid of all of these areas. Tulsa's like literally connected to Texas, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this, but man, I mean, it's a great market to be in. Tulsa right here, and I believe Texas is about like right down here, Tulsa County. Let me see. Oklahoma City. And then Dallas, yeah, Dallas, North Oklahoma. There it is. All right. So again, we have Oklahoma, we have Tulsa, Oklahoma in our what we're looking at right now, right? We have 1,341 properties. This is going to be the only filter that I'm going to have y'all do. Probate. Now we can extend this, by the way. If we're not seeing the results that we want, we can extend this a little bit. So we'll go up to 600,000 and see if it brings up something else. Single family, I don't think we need to match all at this point. I want you guys to go after probate deals. These are great deals to go and farm. You can also pull them organically from your county and the probate office downtown. It's something that I feel everybody should learn at some point. Now, guys, probate is a very extensive process, and I would recommend that if you know nothing about probate, that you get on the other side inside of the platform because I teach probate. I teach how to take on these properties that have deceased owners attached to them. There's a lot of creative and curative things that we can do to get to the other side. You can even buy out people's interests because typically when you deal with probate, you're dealing with multiple heirs to a piece of real estate, right? So all of these different types of these different types of scenarios and situations are typically attached to probate. Now, your homework for tonight, okay? We have our three lists. We have them. First one was tired landlord, vacant property, absentee owner, right? That was a good one. Off market. Second one is senior tax delinquent, vacant, means they own a property, they're over the age of 65, the house is currently vacant, and there's active tax debt. And then the third list, and just to remind everybody here, is probate. This means that somebody who owns the piece of real estate just recently died. That's it, okay? Those three lists, if you add all of the stacks that I've shown you, you should have consolidated hundreds of thousands of records into a very tight niche amount of records. These are the amount of people that we can reach out to. Your list should be no more than 100 to 200 records. That's all you need. You don't need hundreds of thousands of leads to get real estate deals. You just need a few leads that you're sure about. That's all it is. And that's what I'm trying to teach you guys today. Now, I know we went over wholesaling. I know we went over the basics. My homework for you guys this today. This is today. And we're going to go over everything tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to show you guys how to use the platform to market. We're going to find real estate leads. I'm going to give y'all a script. We're going to go over the script. You're going to cold call. You're going to actually reach out to these people and you're just going to follow the process that I've laid out before you. But this is number one. This is where the business starts. This is where everything comes to fruition. Okay? Everybody here. And this whole session was recorded. So if you didn't see this, I'm going to email the recording to everybody. Okay? So for everybody here, you know what your homework is. Those are your three lists. Alex is going to email a link to all of you to submit your homework. At the end of this challenge on day 3, I'm going to be giving away over $30,000 worth of resources for you guys. Okay? So, y'all, again, this is the last time that I plan on doing this challenge. I'm so glad and grateful for everybody that's been a part of it. This, I really wanted to be more detailed. So, I forgive me if I kind of stretched out certain things, but I just want to give y'all substance because this is the last time I'm doing this. Okay? We went well over an hour. We're probably going to go over an hour tomorrow. And then on day 3, we're going to go over an hour again. So just be ready for this, man. I built this challenge to help you guys find your first property and put it under contract. My goal is that you at least get a deal from this. And if you know nothing about real estate, I just broke it down for you. I'd love the opportunity for every single person to meet me on the other side. I promise you guys, if y'all sign up for this thing, you're going to see the launch to the next thing that I'm going to be doing. And it's going to be so much bigger than this, so much bigger than what I'm doing and I'm showing you guys right now. It's going to be the next level, really. And I'm excited to announce the start of something amazing with the end of an era. Okay. So, guys, man, I'm going to drop the link for y'all again. It's $25 to join my private group. This is the last time, the last call. I'm not announcing this on day 2. I'm not announcing any of this stuff on day 3. This is for all of you guys that are really wanting to take this thing seriously and you're stuck. Maybe you're going through something financial. Maybe you're going through something spiritual. Maybe there's something that's tugging at you right now. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, the Lord brought you in front of this. I don't know why, right? And maybe one of y'all, none of y'all have ever even actually been a part of any of the challenges that we've done, or you have ever followed me, or even know who I am or what I'm about. But this is for everybody, like here. This is for everybody here. And I believe that we can make a massive shift happen in your life. I know this because God made you. And God did not make you to forsake you, but He made you to be abundant and to have abundance. You get what I'm saying? And so, guys, like again, like this business met me in a very dark place, and maybe it's meeting you in a dark place. I don't know what demons that you're fighting, but if there's something that I can tell you, man, is that this business is equal opportunity. The Lord showed me this business when I was a kid, and I'm 35 years old now. I have 40 different properties that I own. This house I bought, it's a $500,000 home. It's where I live. I have a studio inside of it, my dream house, my dream car. I have tons of people that I do this business with actively. I have tons of people that I work with on a consistent basis. And this just started in a townhouse in a place where I got raided by the DEA and they took everything that I had when I was fresh out of prison, trying to figure out how I was going to make things work for my son who was about to be born, who's now 9 years old, and he gets to see his father operate the way that he operates and give the way that he gives. And I know that this could be you. There is absolutely nothing that the Lord gave me that he did not give you. And so, if there's any type of negativity that exists in your mind or any form of doubt or anxiety or depression, I pray that the Lord would cast it in the fire and burn it with Holy Ghost fire. I speak nothing but abundance in the name of Jesus over every single person that is a part of this call. I know that you are anointed. I know that God will guide you. I know that if you feel lost, that He will ignite your path with Holy Ghost fire and show you exactly where it is that you need to be. I know for a fact that the Lord is working on your life right now. I know for a fact that the Lord wants you to be wealthy, that the Lord wants you to have abundance, that the Lord wants you to feel His grace. And even in the moments when you experience trial and tribulation, I would hope that you would know and understand that God's plan is eternal and it is set in stone before the beginning of the earth was even decided on. And you, my friend, the person that's on the other side of this camera right now, that God is
Yes, it's
very
me.
much present with you in your life,
Yeah.
and you are capable. And I know for a fact that you have a purpose. Okay. So, guys, I love y'all so much, man. I will see y'all tomorrow. I speak this over every single person in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. All hands type amen if you receive that message today. Again, y'all, ain't nothing that the Lord gave me that He didn't give to you. Ain't nothing that He gave me that He didn't give to you. Let's use what the Lord gave us and let's give back. Let's bless other people tenfold what God has already given us. Okay. So, guys, the link is in the comment section. I'm going to pop on some music. Feel free to network with each other. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all tomorrow at 12 p.m. CST sharp. Let's rock and roll, man. I'll see you guys soon. Alex, drop the link for everybody to sign up. This is the last call, and then the call is going to end. All right. Peace out, everybody.
The new Hubstaff add-on that allows you to better understand how your team works and encourage health. Nothing like I thought you were, you better. What it got? You show for perfection. You know what I have done for. Say my forever satisfied. You are.
What a God, what a God, what a God, what a God. The angels bow before him. Heaven and earth adore. What a God, what a God. Can we sing that together? We say, angels bow before him. Heaven and earth. What a God, what a God. What a God, what a God. One more time we say, angels before him. What a God, what a God. What a God, what a God. There's no need to strive. Your love, the greatest prize. As long as I have love, your side. As long as I have love, your side. I already have it all. Eat the treasures I don't want it cause I have it all. I have your goodness and your mercy. I
All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided.
One word. One word. The only things. And I'm burning on with a feeling of how you never see. That's the fire. No chance will we stop. What you are you? Personal, yeah.